The College of Agricultural Science and Education is celebrating its 100th year of agriculture education in Jamaica. This is actually year 101. What have they achieved thus far, and how widely are students gravitating to a profession in agriculture? To enlighten us this morning, our Vice President of Academics, Major Jonathan Lamey, and Registrar of the school, Evelyn Johnson. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Thanks so much for joining us.
And congratulations.
Yes, yes.
For
surviving for so long.
Yes, indeed.
For over 100 years.
Yes, you use the term surviving, but succeeding, I would rather say.
Or flourishing.
Flourishing, indeed.
Absolutely.
Yes.
We generally have a problem with interesting our youth in agriculture, and I suppose this is quite a unique or a good way of probably trying to get them interested, because you have merged it with education.
Yes.
We talk about education as well. What has the response or the participation been like, and how successful has case been in all of this? Let's start with you, VP.
A quick answer. We are one of Jamaica's, I call ourselves, premier multidisciplinary colleges, because basically there's agriculture, science, and education, and if we append to that a whole division of community college programs, you'll find that there's a multiplicity of opportunities which are available to youth. So from agriculture straight across the board, and we encompass some of the major industries in this country. Agriculture for our food security, and it goes right down to into teaching, the teaching profession. And don't forget also we have hospitality, entertainment, tourism in terms of the response to the tourist industry. So we are multifaceted, multidisciplinary, and as our motto says, we are creating opportunities for growth for our youth.
Do you believe that the institution is given the recognition that it duly deserves? One just gets the impression that it is not really recognized by me. Do you get that impression?
Yes, I get that distinct impression, and that's why in many ways I have to be an evangelist for, and as you rightfully mentioned, for agriculture. The buzzword these days is what they call food security. Yeah. There's no way you're going to be food secure unless you put agriculture on the right platform, in terms of not only motivating the youth to understand that there are many opportunities available there, but also to get into the nation's psyche. The fact that we have 100 years of educating our people in the arts and sciences of agriculture, and it's something to be proud of. Not only that, please remember that some of our iconic persons, like the late, great T.P. Thomas Philip George Lecky, from right there in Swift River in Portland, has written really what I call a history for youth to follow in terms of the heritage. And where we are located in Portland now, we have brought agriculture home, we have brought the college home to be right there. We have also put in the division of community college programs to widen the scope. We have gone off campus to market our programs to different locations, like at Ebony Park, in Old Harbor, Montego Bay Community College, Brownstone Community College, and so on. So that's what we're really doing, and I believe that the nation needs to wake up and sort of, for pride of place, for 101 years, we have got to be saying something and doing something to really be out there after all this time when many have fallen, you see?
So what would you say to young persons who out there who may see farming as a menial profession?
Okay, the nations of the world that have been successful, those that we buy things from, those to whom we look to migrate and so on, they had to fix their agriculture, their food security before going on any further. Let us take, for instance, the three basic needs of human existence: food, shelter, and clothing. It's not an accident that food is named first. So it means that food and fiber and providing for the animals and that would create sustenance. As a matter of fact, you realize that even a calf takes 9 months in gestation for the cattle, and the humans also.
Just the same.
And milk is one of the first foods.
Absolutely.
Right, so I mean, we're looking at how you interface that knowledge with human existence.
How do you become qualified to attend case?
Basic, you need to have 5 CXC, GC subjects, and we also take a little of the SSCs. We also have the Ebony Park certificate, level 1, and Nakalva, grade 1 and 2, that we use as well. They being the agricultural feeder schools to case, we use their certification as well.
And in terms of the application or students wanting to be a part of it, have you been having your fair share of that? What has the response been like?
The response is very good. Annually, we attract up to 1,000 applicants. However, the college takes in about 3/4 of that, and we have to sort
That's the capacity?
the capacity.
Okay.
For the off-site programs, though, as Major named, the different locations, those are unlimited. So you can go into our bachelor's program, advanced placement programs with unlimited numbers. Each center we have at least 15, but we can go further than that in taking the numbers from
land acquisition for farming purposes, how easy is that for young persons in particular?
Therein lies the challenge, because basically what you really must recognize, what we need to recognize, is that there are some inputs that are needed for us to be on a solid footing in terms of agriculture. Although there are modern systems of farming, for example, with greenhouse technology and hydroponics, growing plants without soil, etc., and different means of plant propagation, although there are those technologies and tissueculture, etc., still land is the primary resource. And if I should mention a basic need for graduates to be on a solid footing in terms of entrepreneurship in agriculture,
exactly.
It would be that start which they need in terms of funding or financing, and also in terms of land acquisition. What happens most times is that they would have had to work a certain number of years and build their own capital, etc., or pretty much to take loans, which sometimes can be challenging too. But what we do, we have an office of placement, which for the most part helps to place our graduates in organizations to sort of give them a little mentorship, a little bit of what we call a cooperative internship education program, sort of meeting them halfway in terms of getting them properly formatted for the workplace. Most programs do have this internship, and there's, while they are in course, work study, etc. And so to overcome this challenge, we sort of call on our partners who are out there. Most people say we are stakeholders, to meet us halfway, not only in terms of scholarships and bursaries and financial assistance while they're in course, but also to be able to take them, mentor them, have them formatted for the workplace. And so annually we have what we call a job fair, where employees and persons who will be utilizing the service of our graduates will come to the campus to sort of interview and or talk to our prospectives. That program is in full force, and in fact we're looking forward to our job fair coming up later on during this recruitment season, January to March.
So do you guys sell some of the products that you plant by case?
You mean on the campus itself? Oh yes, we do have a farm market, which is the output for the products or byproducts of the farm. And as you mentioned, byproducts of the farm, or products of the farm, I must mention that we call ourselves the breadfruit capital of the Caribbean, because what we have done is to take Captain Bly's legacy, the breadfruit, they call it the lowly breadfruit, and sort of did some scientific means of propagation of this very important food source and our high quality starch source, and propagated it and disseminated it all over the country. That was one of the high points of what K stands for.
Don't you do a lot of bananas at that site?
If I might answer, we do have a 100-acre commercial farm at Spring Garden, as near to Buff Bay. And one of the primary products there is bananas. As a matter of fact, at one time we were dubbed to be the #1 banana farm in the country in terms of quality for export, but it's mostly for local consumption at this time, or commercial farm.
Well, there's so much to ask, but unfortunately we are running out of time. And I know that you have brought for us some bananas and some breadfruits and all of that, and we are very, very happy for that. Thank you so very much, Major Jonathan Leamy and Registrar of the school, Emlyn Johnson. Thank you so very much for joining us on the program this morning, and we wish you continued success at CASE.
Thank you.